Alrighty, hole 1, 296 feet. Got the Undertaker. It's down to the right, and I'm just going to throw a forehand out there trying to get to the hole. And I'm going to come up short, probably, 40 feet. A little obstructed, branches on my way. And I'm just going to lay this up because with that hill behind it and the basket being elevated, I do not want to risk taking an early 4. So I'll tap that in for my 3, and we'll move on. And next hole, we get the Mirage from the wheel. Mirage, very easily the flippiest disc in my bag, and hole 2 being 306 feet. I want to give it a lot of power, but I'm going to back off this one a lot and try to get a good flight. And that's exactly what I do. End up in an okay spot off to the left of the fairway here. And my upshot here leaves a little to be desired, but probably, 12 to 15 from the basket. A little bit tucked behind the tree, but I'll knock that in, stay at even par through 2 holes now. And the wheel gives us my orange destroyer. And on hole 3, which is 236 feet, I'm going to try to throw out of my hand an Anheuser and just kind of let it fight back. And it's going to fight back a little bit early, as you'll see it hit the tree here in a second. Yep, hits the tree, gets a kick, and I'm probably 25 feet putting with a destroyer up the hill, right in the middle of chains. That putt I was very proud of. And that would get me to 1 under, actually. And for hole 4, we hit the Wraith. Not a disc I would ever throw on this hole. 309 feet down the hill to the left. I'm trying to just hit this initial gap and get out. Let the disc do the work, fade out, probably end up at about 35, 40 feet here. And I will pull this putt out of my hand. Never had a chance. It's going to get up and roll a little bit, but leaves me at about 15 feet, and that will not be a problem as I put it in for my par and stay at 1 under. Wheel spinning, and we get the Corvette for hole number 5. Comes in at 224 feet. Couple gaps for this hole. You can go up the middle, or what I'm going with is a forehand route, and I'm going to early release this, hit one of the first trees, kick left into the woods, and not in a great spot. Having to straddle out here, trying to flex something around all the trees, get up close. And bang. Off the band, off the cage. Doesn't want to stay in, but I'll tap that in for my par. So now we have the Buzz on hole 6, 234 feet. Buzz is actually what I normally throw here. It's right in that dark spot in the trees is where I'm trying to throw it. The gap in there, it's going to fade off to the left a little bit. My shot's coming in early, fights through a tree, gets all the way down there, and I'm at probably 12 feet here for a fairly easy birdie putt. And I will make it, move me to 2 under now. So doing pretty well thus far. And now we come to the longest hole on the course, 390 feet. And it's going uphill after you get about halfway there. And I have an iron here. Road is OB. Throw it on hyzer. Let it do its thing. And I come into about as good of a spot as I can get with that disc. Shorter than I usually am, obviously. But this will do for throwing with a putter here. Now I'm a little bit pinched, going to throw a high hyzer, and there's quite a bit of a tailwind here, so I'm really trying to get it up so it doesn't get pushed down into the hill and end up rolling out into the road. And I do get up on top of the hill, end up with about 15 feet, put that in, save my par, still 2 under. And coming up on this hole, we have my brand new pig. I do normally throw a pig on this hole, but not this one, and this one is going to play a lot more overstable for me and come way inside, be way early, and not going to be great. And I'm going to be in all the trees and forced to just kind of pitch out here. Pitch out, got up close, probably 10 feet, just tap it in here with my pig. Take the par, and we will move on. So the wheel spin here is going to give me my blue destroyer. I'm more overstable of the two, and this is a short little hole. Goes off to the left a tiny bit over the top of that hill, and I'm going to hit one of the first trees again. Kicks into the middle of the fairway, though, for me, so I will be able to get up and down, have a scramble chance here. And I put it probably, 12, 15 feet. Again, behind a tree, trying to figure out which side I'm going to go to. And going to peek out, throw my putt quickly for some reason, and celebrate. Keep me at 2 under. For the next hole, Invictus. This hole up the hill to the left a little bit. Really just a stock hyzer. It says 195 feet. Plays quite a bit further. And I'm going to throw, and this is just right out of my hand. Never had a chance to come close enough to the basket to where I feel really comfortable running it, because there is a pretty big hill behind the basket from where I'm standing. So I am going to give it a floaty little bid, hit the front cage, and I'll just have a little tap in here for my par again. Keeps me at 2 under. Definitely not mad at that. Now the ferrule. This is also a new disc I've added to my bag recently, and there's a lot of gaps here that you can take. I'm going to go with a wide hyzer out here, and I hit one of the earlier trees and kick out to the left. Not a great spot here, definitely in scramble mode. Trying to get a forehand down. From here, the basket's probably 250 or so. Did not make it far off the tee. And my forehand, I'm going to come up short, hit a tree, kick down, and I'll still have about 60 feet left here for this putt. Give it a little jump, half bid, not really trying to make it. Ends up about 7 feet, and I'll just tap that in for my bogey. Now, my brand new AVR that I just got. Definitely too stable for this 252-foot hole 12, but just trying to hit the gap, let it get down there. Try to get a putt at this one. This is a tight gap, dead straight hole. Not one that I really expect to get, but I come up at probably 45 to 50 feet here. Trying to make this one, and I hit strong side change, just a little too far right though, and that'll spit out and give me a par. Now, this is hole 13, 287 feet, way up the hill, throwing a rock. This is DX Rock 3, so quite flippy. I'm going to throw it on a lot of hyzer, just try to get it up, and I put it in a quite good spot right in the middle of the fairway, probably 35, 40 feet going up this hill, and as you will see here, it gets really floaty on me because there's quite a bit of a headwind coming off this hill here. And I'll just tap that in with my left hand, and we will move on. Still 1 under, and we're going to get my other putting AVR here. Quite a bit of a headwind coming on this 276-foot hole, and there's a road off to the left that you can't see here that's going to be OB, and I will keep it away from that. Come probably 100 so feet away and put my upshot into the woods. Definitely not great. Have a straddle look from probably 20, and I couldn't tell you the last time I made a straddle putt from outside of 20 feet, so that'll be another bogey and take me down to even par. And here, shortest hole on the course, hole 15, coming up. I'm just going to be throwing a stock hyzer with my buzz, put it out, try to just crash into these trees on the side here, and that is exactly what I get. A little crash down, 15 maybe, tap it in for my birdie, get me back to 1 under. The wheel shall give me the groove, another new addition to my bag this year. Hole 16 is 336 feet. Up to the left, there's quite a big hill up there, so I'm going to be throwing this one pretty high, quite a bit of hyzer, still playing into a headwind here, and this is going to come in right in front of the cameraman, spike down to about 35, and bang. Well, 35-foot putt with the groove, get a birdie, go 2 under, and now we will use the pig, one of my go-to discs for a long time that's gotten a little too flippy, and 295 feet way to the left on this hole, throwing standstill, because as you can see, the tee pad is icy and snowy, and I don't want to hurt myself. I end up throwing this one way too high, though, hit a tree, come back down, kind of a little straddle out, forehand, try to keep it on Annie the entire way, get it all the way up there, see what I can do with this one. Not a great spot, definitely not the best spot I've been on this hole, but workable. and I will get this one up, slide up on the ground to about 10 feet. And I'll just put that in with the pig, stay at 2 under, coming into the last hole now. Meteor, the only one left, and not the ideal disc for this hole. Trying to go up and over these trees and then let it stall out. 298 feet, and we will see what we can do here. This one comes up. I threw this one too high out of my hand. It got a little bit of flip, but it's just going to stall out here. And I'll end up, I actually have a little gap between the woods here. And I'll throw a little nose up anti-flex. Put it at about 10 to 12 feet. And tap in for my par to finish 2 under on the round.